Mike's World. Excellent. Yeah, you heard it. This is Mike's World. Giving Mike's ways, Mike's opinions, Mike's everything. Agree or disagree? This is Mike's World. You guys make sure and subscribe. Come on down to Mike Town. Mike's World. Excellent. Tubular. You guys heard it right there on that intro to Mike's World, and you guys seen it on the thumbnail. Yes, YouTube. Creating content, watching content. I need it, man. I gotta have it. Is it addictive? That's the question. That's the subject. That's what this video is about. The YouTube game is creating content, watching content, commenting on content, going on lives. Is it addictive? And the answer to that question is yes, it can be. Very. As anyone might have seen, I did actually a video on addiction, and if you watched my video on my my opinion on addiction, then you would see that my opinion is everybody's different. Anything can be addictive. Kool-Aid, you know what I mean? Chocolate, work, vehicles, working on vehicles. Anything can be addictive if you feed into it enough, depending on the type of personality you have. So that's a given right there. Just depends the type of person you are, whether or not you would let YouTube, become a big part of your life, take you over, if so to speak, if you will, fiend for it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and run through a couple different, facets, assets to the facets of this, of my opinion on this. First off, you have to realize that once people start creating content and monetize, there's money involved. And anyone who knows anything, once people and money get involved, it changes people. They say money is the root of all evil. And so once people start relying, not necessarily relying, but getting extra money from that, getting a paycheck, it becomes a financial thing, then yes. Now you're talking about the way somebody eats, their eating, their well-being. So it goes from just being fun and games, like Facebook, and just posting, to actually messing with somebody's bank account, with somebody's funds, And on that same note, I would like to say, so look at some of the people we have here on YouTube. Stromedy. I don't know if anybody checks out. Shout out to Top Notch Idiots. They do, pranks on people. Call them out. Say they're going to do stuff to them in the street. In other words, I'll peel your banana for a subscriber. It gets to that point. It gets to a point where guys will jump off buildings, do crazy tricks, call out gang members in the street, do wild and crazy stuff for the views. That's what it's gotten to. It's gotten to a point to where now, like I said, people know their paychecks are going to get bigger, and they are. Some of these people, they're making hundreds of thousands a month. These people with 1 million plus subscribers, FGTV, Stromedy, Sunday. Some of these people that the Prince family, my genre, which people call urban or the prison genre, is kind of small. Most of the guys got between 10 and 100,000 subscribers. But there's genres out there with millions of plus. White Underbelly. Look at him. Mark does interviews on people from the streets and people, with different types of stuff like that. Mark, he gets 1 million plus views. He's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So yes, of course, when people it's their living, you're messing with their living, first off. Now, not everybody takes it that serious. I'm going to take it there, of course, first off also. Some people make their little videos here and there. Don't watch YouTube that often or whatever, get on here and there, and they have control over it. And that's the people with, better, if you ask me, better control over themselves. Just like Facebook or, MySpace or Instagram. There's people on it all day. You don't see them getting off their phone. They won't stop Instagramming. They won't stop YouTubing. And this can be the same thing. It's all about, what type of person you are and where you let it take yourself. But yeah, people are getting paychecks from it, and so from a creator's content point of view, that's another thing I wanted to look at. Life starts to become every time you're watching YouTube or the news or even just out and about in your daily life, you look at things too. Oh, that'd make good content. Oh, that'd make a good video. You write it down. It becomes part of your daily life. And not only that, but once you actually monetize, everybody's different. But I would think a wise man would check on his stats. Check to see if his subscribers are growing. Check to see if his views are going up. You put a lot of work into this. Some people, I'm not saying everybody, but some of us, some people do 2 videos a day, or they take their whole day to go somewhere and record a video, and then download it. You have to realize there's a lot of heart, a lot of sweat and blood that goes into some of this people's stuff. And with that being said, you're not going to post 2 videos. I mean, if you're an intelligent person, you're not going to post 2 videos or 3 videos and not check up and see if it's being successful. If you're getting views off of that, if you're getting monetization off of that. It's a big thing. It really is in people's lives, especially if that's all you do. Don't get me wrong. Some people do it for fun because they want to have a message they want to get out, or they want to expose something. And that's just fine if that's your prerogative, But some people do it for money, and some people do it for, that's 100% of their income. And if that's the case, of course, you can imagine what it means to them, And like myself, my channel's about 2 months old. I'm just doing well. It's monetized and whatnot. Even I find myself, checking the phone, because I get, a couple hundred, even me, only with a couple of thousand subscribers, I already get, hundreds of comments come in at the end of the day. I get Gmails. People reach out to me. So it's like, you go to work all day, or whatever, go to dinner with your kids. You can't help but when you get off, you look, you check your messages, maybe go scroll, check through your messages, see how your last videos did. And so it becomes a part of your life. See, when I was a viewer of YouTube, I remember a few years back, I want to say 5-6 years ago, the only thing I even knew about YouTube was music. Everybody would say, get on there, you can find any music. You look it up, basically somebody from some time in the past downloaded a song you knew. So only YouTube I ever got on was for music. Then I started noticing they got some old movies on there. They had Mi Vida Loca on there, and they had that old movie I like to watch that you can't find anywhere else from Mac 10, Thicker Than Water. And then I started realizing that there's some good shows on here, and this is when YouTube was starting to boom up, A lot of people were doing more content, and it was growing. So even as a viewer, I would get on just to watch. It really wasn't that serious, But there are viewers that just like anything else, they come obsessed with creators, obsessed with certain content. They're in everyone's comments, everyone's lives. They make, different accounts to troll people or to give people thumbs up. People are, they give hundreds of dollars a day to people on lives and chats. So yeah, it's a real thing. It's serious. I don't know if anyone knows Bandit, who is one of the people from my genre. Also Savage Studios, rest in peace to Savage Studios. Bandit actually had gotten, something had happened to him, probably due to a lot of this YouTube type stuff, And people don't understand is that, a fan can become obsessed with you. You don't have to be famous for that. They can simply, a word can come out of your mouth. Or you can do a video on some content, and now they're stuck on you. You've done that. You've exposed your face. You've released content out to the world. Just like somebody becoming obsessed with a cashier or maybe a shoe salesman because you've seen them somewhere or something. It's just that easy for someone to become obsessed with the content creator, no matter what type the content is. So yeah, to answer that question, is the YouTube game serious? Is it addictive? Very. I try not to let it take too big part of my life. I work, I have my family, I have a whole other life other than YouTube. But it is part of my life. I do create content that I want to be successful, and I put my heart into it, and many other people do. I'm part of a community. We do like an urban type genre. We all know each other's names, and we all have different, content we do. But one thing about YouTube, it doesn't matter what genre you're in. What's trending is trending. Just like the news. What's trending is trending. So with that being said, yeah, of course. Very addictive, changes lives. Like in my genre, for instance, people drop other people's addresses as to where they live. Names of people's families and whatnot. And like I said, an obsession can happen in any genre. It doesn't have to do with just the urban genre or just the video game genre or just the biker genre. There's hundreds of genres and millions of subscribers and viewers. It's the cloud. The cloud. If you should YouTube me. So yeah, man, that's what it is. I wanted to drop a video on that because also recently somebody who had been in the genre for quite a while, I don't really want to say any direct names, had one of their channels either taken down or deleted on their own or whatever, and that's the type of things that can happen. It can happen easily, and a lot of people do put in hard work to this, and it's a part of their financial well-being. Be it all part of their financial, a little, that's all depends on the person. Just like a viewer, whether they want to start stalking and trolling, they get on once a week, or maybe when they get off, or maybe some people are in the bathroom at work on YouTube. That's all the difference in the person. But just like any social media, it can become very addictive, especially YouTube, because most social medias you can't make money off of. This is one, the more, and I hate to say it, but this is something everyone also has to take into consideration. You don't want it to become too big a part of your life, but the more the time you put into it, the more lives you do, stay on longer, the more content you put out on a daily basis, the more seeds you plant, the more fruit that grows. So you can't sit there and say, I do one a week and don't pay too much attention. Then that's what you're going to get back out of that. Not much. I'm not saying give you, your whole life to it, but there's guys that do. They go on a whole week, to do Mark Weens and those to do food vlogs across the country, or they go travel hundreds of miles to go to a neighborhood to profile it. So it's a serious game, and there's a lot of money involved in it, and a lot of people, give their whole lives to it. Some people it's a joke. They get on it once a week and then they just look over a video. Some people have thousands of videos out and they put content out, like No Jumper. And there's millions involved into the billions, and corporate sponsors and actors and whatnot, and even actors are starting to all do their own YouTube channels and entertainers and it goes on and on and on. So yeah, there's your answer there. It's a big thing. YouTube's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. More rules, more censors, more this and that. And there's also more money involved. But like you said, more people have to give bigger parts of their lives for that to be the case, man. So everybody out there, this is Mike's World, giving his opinion on the addictive ways and personality of, not only content creators, but content, viewers. Okay? And like you said, some people say it's a game, don't take it too serious, but it just all depends on what level that you are in that, It's not a game to some people. Some people wake up every day and invest thousands in making videos and making content. So as you can imagine, that's not a game to them. They'll probably protect it with their lives as it feeds their family. So shout out to Mike's World right here, man, giving his opinion on, like I said, on this YouTube game, how addictive it is, the ways of it, the stalkers in it, the trolls in it. And that's another facet of the game, I want to talk about here. Trolls. Let's not even get started there. There are people, I don't know whether it makes them feel better or makes, try to put that person, they have a personal problem, but there are people that go from profile to profile, platform to platform, to put people down, to talk about the content, to squash them, and just bullies, just like most schoolyards and workplaces, there's sharks, and there's bullies, and they're out there, and this type of YouTube stuff, it affects everybody differently. Some people go crazy, and some say, I can't handle it. Some people boom with it and say, I'm going to invest more time into it. Some people are 50-50, 1 foot in it and 1 foot in the real world, which is, what doesn't happen on the computer. Some people show what happens in their real world on the computer. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff to this, man, But like I said, you start messing with people's foods, their incomes, their well-being. That's life and death for some people. So everybody remember that when you're watching your local channel, YouTube channel today, it's not always fun and games. But for Mike's World it is. We stay laughing here and we stay having fun. And if you should YouTube me. The content stays coming, my folks. So make sure you guys subscribe. Check out all my videos and my reactions I got coming. Hit them likes up, them likes down if you don't like my big nose. All right, you guys have a good one out there.